2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Charlotte Hornets in this one as they go up against the Chicago Bulls.
It's time for some hoops at the Time Warner Cable Arena in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the home of the Hornets, live on 2K Sports. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against Orlando.
You just have to admire the versatility they were able to display offensively.
Scoring came from every direction, all over the place. I mean, if one approach didn't work for them, they found another one that did.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Bulls. They've got Drummond. Solomon Hill is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Rose, and it's Miles in at the 2. And he gets it to go. Rose has got the opening bucket of the night here for the Bulls.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well-versed he is as a coach.
Pick by Zeller. Clock at 6. Lamb dishes to Zeller. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here is Miles. 17 points for him last game against Orlando. Outside Rose. And Jefferson sends it back. Lamb with the ball. Hill's there. Here's Jefferson. And it's good off the back rim and in. And Clifford in his third year now as a head coach, Greg. That experience you were just talking about. He has 29 years of coaching under his belt. He's a Van Gundy disciple. Clark was on the coaching staff for both brothers.
Yeah, and he's been with a lot of teams, Kevin. 13 seasons as an assistant for the Lakers, Rockets, Magic, and Knicks.
Lamb passes to Walker. Kicks to Zeller. And here is Lamb. Out left to the wing. Here's Jefferson. Good D by Drummond.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Hill has the open look. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
They played well enough to win that game. It really could have gone either way.
Yeah, you've got to play the entire 4 quarters. I mean, they played well for 3.5 quarters. And that's just not enough. You can't expect to win if you don't play a full game.
Clock at 4. Walker. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. Walker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Miles kicks to Rose. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Walker against Rose. Walker dishes to Lamb. To the paint. Here's Jefferson. The shot is off. Good D by Drummond. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Lamb. And here's Hill for 3. But they'll get another chance. Miles the pass to Gasol. Another shot. Rebounded by Lamb. The Hornets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Screen by Jefferson. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. The Hornets shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And the technical free throw is good. And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
Now, here's Jefferson. Got it despite fading back a bit. Jefferson's got his second bucket of the night. Chicago trailing here. Outside Rose. Over to the wing. Gasol against Zeller. Back to Rose. The 3. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
And on the topic of Lamb, he really has everything he needs to succeed. Great length and athleticism. Was an excellent all-around jump shooter in college. For some reason, his game just hasn't translated to the NBA level yet. But I think if he can improve his motor, he's going to have an opportunity to be an impact player for a long time.
Now here's Drummond following the miss by Al Jefferson.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Rose against Walker. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And, you know, regarding Lamb's development, most scouts felt the weaknesses he did have could be ironed out over time. Well, there's still time. He needs to improve his strength, his ball handling, and his effort on defense. All things well within his control.
Well, guys, no secret that Al Jefferson has never been known for his defense. Clark, mostly viewed as an offensive player.
Yeah, he really is strong down in the low post, but last season, Jefferson went out of his way to change that no defense perception of him.
And Drummond throws it down.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
And the dunk by Jefferson.
And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm willing to bet it'll be more than a few.
And you know, it's what spurred Jefferson to kind of rededicate to defense when he realized teams would pick on him and make him the focal point of their attack.
Now here's Jefferson. He's got 9. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Rose kicks to Gasol. Drummond with a screen on Zeller. Poked away. Now here's Lamb. Pass to Jefferson. The 8-footer. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Jefferson's got 13.
And for Jefferson and his defense, players know when they are being targeted. So look for Big Al to do something about it.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
You know, and for Cody Zeller, after that promising rookie campaign, he just did not tear it up in year 2. In fact, his production only improved slightly, but that was mostly due to the increase in playing time. Talented guy, no doubt, just still trying to find his way in the league.
Here is Miles. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Unloads from 13. Rose gets the bucket.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
And for Cody Zeller, Greg, there's a reason he was the 4th overall pick back in 2013. He showed the size and athleticism to be a difference maker in college. And Clark, now he has to do it at the pro level as well, and I think people are pretty confident he can.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with those folks myself because he does have the tools. It's now a matter of transitioning and becoming a little better shooting the ball than he's shown.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Jeremy Lamb. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. Tony Snell comes in for C.J. Miles. Rose goes in. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
The free throw drops for Rose.
Excellent game we've seen from Derrick Rose. He's already up to 12 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Kaminsky is checked in for the Hornets. And Chicago also making a switch. Splitters checked in. He doesn't get the second one. Hornets leading by 3. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, a bit ago, Steve Clifford and I were able to chat. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup. Their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Well, guys, give us your thoughts on that.
Well, I think for a team that has the ability to control a game with its defense, that's where I would expect the focus to be.
And that's exactly right. I mean, if they're going to play to their strengths, they should be pouring a lot of effort into their defense. I think coach is coming into this one with the right mindset. You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Now Walker, he's coming off a 22-point game against Atlanta. Here's Zeller, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Rose against Walker. Clock at 6. It's up a 3. Can't hit. And it's Chicago the other way. Dishes it to Rose. And the pass to Gibson. The Hornets pull it in, and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
And you know, Greg, both would love to get the upper hand early. This game, to me, is psychological as much as anything. I mean, a win here provides that edge you're looking for.
And a brief check of the stats for Batum. How he did last season. Last season, put up about 9 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Yeah, in every way, I think he's doing a much better job, and the numbers certainly support that.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Kaminsky. Roberts is checked in for Kemba Walker. Then for the Bulls, Mirotic comes in for Hill, and it's Brooks in for Rose. Both good from the line that time. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still,
Right now,
I think
gentlemen,
surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
First one falls for him.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
And so Snell nails both of them. Here's Lynn. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. On the wing, Batum. Back to Lynn. Zeller setting the pick for Lynn. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Lynn's got his first bucket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Brooks. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Orlando. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. Here's Mirotic. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Hornets leading by 6. Here's Roberts. Feeds to Kaminsky. And the 3 off target.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Kept alive.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Now here's Zeller. Brooks gets the rebound. Mirotic has a wide open look and a miss there on the triple. Charlotte's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Lynn kicks to Kaminsky. 59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 5 to shoot. Here's Roberts. And again, the Hornets missing. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Brooks, left side. Mirotic dishes to Splitter. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Kaminsky.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
To the paint. Here's Batum. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Off the screen and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Snell's got 7.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league from going undrafted out of
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Charlotte.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And something else that's stood out for me tonight is their efficient scoring in the low post.
Ryan Roberts out there with Jeremy Lamb. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Then there's Batum. And it's Jefferson in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Ryan Roberts went undrafted in 2008. Initially couldn't latch on with an NBA team. For Clark, he played overseas for a couple seasons.
But he kept going to NBA summer camps, Kevin. Finally found the spot with the Pelicans. Now he's in his 4th NBA season. The dream come true.
Three-pointer, Brooks. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Batum screen on Brooks. Roberts passes to Batum. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. That's foul number 2 for him. Kemba Walker's checked in for Charlotte. Solomon Hill, he's checked in for the Bulls. Bulls trail by 7. Brooks outside. Down low.
Hornets timeout call. Ladies and gentlemen, our Hornets dance team. And that was your Hornets dance team. Give it up. Young Splitter. Going to the line, Frank Kaminsky. Shooting the three.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Hornets lead by 6. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. What a start it was for Al Jefferson. He had 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 block. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
Well, they're playing some unselfish basketball here tonight, Ernie. Guys aren't trying to take the defense 1-on-5. They're moving the basketball and finding the open man. And then, of course, the open man is finishing, so no problem here tonight.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, it was a huge first half for their bench, a.k.a. the others, played pretty good. When you get a boost like this, it always gives a team a lift. And given how well the others are contributing, we'll probably continue to see more minutes for them in the second half. Starters or not, when players are producing, you got to ride them, cowboy.
And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The third quarter set to go moments from now. We will be right back here after the game.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
We've watched Jefferson play great basketball. He has 20 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Pau Gasol is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's C.J. Miles. Then there's Hill. And it's Rose in at the one spot. Kid Gilchrist. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Pau Gasol.
And Kid Gilchrist had that very funky jumper coming into the league. And prior to last year, really worked tirelessly. Not an easy thing to do to try to change the entire form and structure of your jump shot.
Clark for Kid Gilchrist, and his shot. It seemed to be a step in the right direction for his entire offensive game.
Well, Kevin, it was the first year of reworking that jump shot, and the mid-range percentage has gone up as a result. That's positive progress.
When you think of Kid Gilchrist, one thing that comes to mind is intangibles. He has a desire and intensity and a will to win that elevates him to elite status.
Yeah, you know, he never will be a great shooter, and he's still working on his jump shot. But the intangibles, you talked about it, you add heart and tenacity to that. Every team wants a guy like that.
And talking about Kid Gilchrist, yes, he's worked to fix his shooting form last season, but the real improvement was made on the boards. He averaged 7.5 rebounds a game in only 29 minutes of play. That is outstanding.
Rose hits them both.
And for Kid Gilchrist, he was accustomed to so much winning in high school, college, international competition. He's had a rough first 3 years in the NBA, making the playoffs only once in that time. But he's a real warrior, so that has to be killing him inside.
He feeds it to Lamb. Shot clock at 6. No good there with the step back J. Bulls trail by 5. The feed now to Rose. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
That's his second personal.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
One shot.
The free throw off from Gasol. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls Clark had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball requires.
Bulls trailed by 5. Outside Rose to the left wing from 10 feet out, and it's blocked. And here's the fast break. Walker leading the way. Here's Jefferson. Goes back up. Gasol with the defensive effort.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Walker dishes to Zeller. Passes it to Lamb. Zeller setting the pick for Lamb. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Lamb's got 5 points so far. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And Charlotte had a lot of momentum going into last season off that playoff appearance. But they just stumbled out of the gates last season and spent the whole year playing catch-up.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Rose kicks to Drummond. He dishes it to Miles. Good-looking screen by Gasol. But they'll get another chance. Second chance shot, and that one's good. 8 points for him.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
And the Hornets call time here. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told Gasol that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Hill. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And it's Walker penetrating. Here's Lamb. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 4 assists in the game.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Kicks to Jefferson. Now here's Lamb. He's covered closely. It's Kidd-Gilchrist on the wing. Lets it go from 14, and he's able to get it back. Here's Zeller. It's Drummond with the rebound. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Rose kicks to Drummond. There's a good screen. Gasol a screen, and it's Hill penetrating. Shot clock at 6. Again missing Hill.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
Outside Rose. Pass to Miles. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Walker with it. He has 5. Puts one up from 19. And it's Miles with the rebound. Miles has got his 4th rebound in this one. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Gasol, a screen on Walker. Gasol drives in. And the shot is good. Gasol's got 10 points in the game.
And that's his go-to move right there in the low post.
Walker against Rose. Lets the 3 fly. Again, the miss by Walker.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Second shot opportunity. Rose with the block.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Drummond, a screen. Outside Hill. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. Shoots from the baseline. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Zeller's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Here's Drummond, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Rose against Walker. Shot is off. And it's Chicago the other way. Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. Gasol setting the pick for Rose. Deep 2 from Hill. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. And now just a 1-point Hornets lead. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Screen by Jefferson. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Walker. And the pass to Lamb. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Well, we've got a moment to look back at last year's Bulls. 3rd in rebounding, 3rd in free throw percentage. They also showed up in the top 5 in opponent field goal percentage. A very improved defensive team.
Yeah, and going back to their rebounding, very few teams could outmuscle them inside. The size and toughness to scrap for every carom off the backboard. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Screen by Jefferson. Walker against Rose, and it's Walker penetrating. Here's Jefferson. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. That's now 22 points for Al Jefferson. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, each side having a tough time staying in front.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Here's Gasol. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist has got his 6th rebound on the night. Zeller setting the pick for Walker, but they recover it. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Screen by Jefferson. Fade away. Rebound by Rose.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Now Miles. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game and a missed layup.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempt.
Rejected by Gasol. Here is Miles. He kicks it to Rose. Gasol a screen. Rose attacking. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number one of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Gasol a screen on Walker. The three. And that's good for Derrick Rose for three. Rose has got the lead up to 2 now for the Bulls.
You know, I thought Charlotte went to their bench as much as most other teams last season. Those guys ate up time for the starters, but weren't nearly efficient scoring the ball as you might want them to be.
Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
For the Hornets last season, their bench was weak at times. They just couldn't really score that well.
And the Hornets bench was the only bench to shoot under 40% from the floor for the season.
Screen by Jefferson. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. He's guarded by Hill. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. Chicago leading. Rose kicks to Hill. Now Miles. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Dishes it to Rose. Gasol, a screen on Walker. And Hill has it in the corner. Kept alive. Here's Gasol. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
And here's Walker. 7 points in the game. No good from Lamb. He got it up. The shot no good. The third quarter comes to a close. It's Chicago up by 4. And we've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. And Chicago has possession. They lead by 4. We've got Michael Kid Gilchrist. Kaminsky out there with Batum. Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Roberts in at the point. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Brooks against Batum. Brooks kicks to Gibson. Snell, the pass to Brooks. Mirotic dishes to Splitter. And it's Lin with the rebound. Lin's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Roberts. The basket good off the assist from Lin. Lin's got 4 assists now tonight.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size in that particular matchup, but showed the excellent ability to get off that shot despite the disadvantage in size.
And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. And Roberts kicks to Kid Gilchrist to take the lead. And the layup is up and in. And the Hornets lead by 1. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
3-pointers, Snell, and again, Chicago. No good. The Hornets shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Shot clock at 5. Shot by Roberts, no good. Bulls have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Brooks kicks to Snell. Pulls up from the corner. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Here's Roberts. There's the pick. Mirotic against Kid Gilchrist. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Yeah, that's careless defense, though. I mean, he's one player you could ill afford to let run free. He just loves to be a money player in the fourth quarter.
Mirotic, a screen on Lynn. Mirotic, the pass to Brooks. Splitter sets a screen. And Brooks, here we go. Can't get it to fall.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
And guys, Nicholas Batum is a real greyhound on the floor. The guy's got long strides, runs fast, long and limber. Clark, he covers a lot of ground.
Extremely active at both ends of the court, Kevin. Great versatility. He can defend 3 positions, and he's played big minutes for the Blazers.
That one misses.
And guys, now the NBA has what's called player tracking. I mean, they can show how much ground a player can cover over the course of a season. And Nicholas Batum, always amongst the leaders. 2 seasons ago, he was number 1.
Splitter misses.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Now here's Lynn. There's the pick on the wing, Batum. He's looking for Kid Gilchrist and finds him. Just 4 to shoot. That one off the back iron and out.
And Batum with that slender build, you know, you like his height and length, but he can get pushed around at times. I think he could still stand to add some strength.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And the one thing Tiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles. He knows where he's supposed to be. He gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
That one is off.
And for Tiago Splitter, he's been a relatively unsung player in his career, never getting his number called on offense, receiving little recognition from the media, but providing tough defense in the post. He shot over 55%, crashes the boards in the 20 minutes or so a game that he gets. So that's been good enough to really establish a productive career.
He hits the second from the line.
You know, getting back to Splitter, yes, you need superstars to win in this league, but you also need guys like him, guys who put the team first, will bust the gut to carry out their responsibilities on the floor, off the court, and in the locker room. You need all of that to be a championship team.
And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. Now here's Kaminsky. Splitter covering. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And the shot is long. Chicago trailing here. Feeds it to Brooks. Splitter sets a screen for Brooks. Pulls it from the elbow. That drops. And the Bulls lead by 1. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game. A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told his players, guys, we're letting opportunities slip away in transition. Let's push it up the floor, look to score some points in early offense. Kevin, can they pick up the tempo?
Thank you, Doris. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick.
And guys, touching back on the Bulls on the road, to illustrate how good they are on the road, last season marked the 5th straight year of a road record above 500. Incredible consistency as a franchise.
Yeah, you know, here's another stat for the Bulls on the road. Since 2010, when Tom Thibodeau took over, the Bulls have won almost 60% of their road games. That's impressive. Looking at the game for Kid Gilchrist, he has 9 rebounds and he's made 3 shots at the foul line.
And you've got to take care of business at the free throw line, not just getting there, but converting.
Splitter sets a screen, and Brooks. Here we go. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. Here's Roberts. Brooks covering. Gibson with the steal. Brooks with it. The dish now to Splitter. 6 to shoot. Pass to Gibson. He feeds it to Brooks. The tray. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. They've led by as much as 10.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's falling here since.
Roberts dishes to Batum. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Brooks. No good. And the Hornets now going the other way.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Lynn's shot is off. Bulls trail by 3. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Snell. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Snell's got 4 points in the quarter.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Outside, Kid Gilchrist. They set the pick. The feed to Roberts. The tray. Charlotte again missing. Chicago has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Brooks outside. To the left side wing. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Al Jefferson's checked in for Kaminsky. Zeller comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Jeremy Lin. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brian Roberts. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Splitter. Saul comes in for Taj Gibson. Hill, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Aaron Brooks. And Batum kicks to Zeller from 13. Nice jump shot. Good. And the Hornets lead by 3. Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. Rose against Walker. Unloads from 13. Rose, no good. Hornets leading by 3. Walker the pass to Zeller. Batum wide open. He fires. From outside off the mark. The Bulls shooting around 40% from the floor here. Rose goes in. Out left to the wing. Drummond with a screen on Walker. Rose dishes to Gasol. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Looking at the game for Gasol, 8 rebounds and also a block shot.
Offensively, defensively, man, he has done it all.
All hustle, non-stop effort. He just doesn't quit. Great resilience and relentlessness in his play.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today, and unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
And the Hornets making a change here. Kid Gilchrist has checked in. After making it to the playoffs in 2014, the Hornets couldn't repeat the feat in 2015. A slow start probably, Greg, more than anything else did him in.
Really disappointing season coming in with such high expectations, and 33-49, just not good enough to get into the playoffs in any season. Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Here's the screen. Passes it to Miles. It's Hill on the wing. 5 on the clock. And Drummond kicks to Rose. Puts up a 3. And he gets it to go. Rose has got 12 points here in the second half.
You know, for the Hornets, they've not made consecutive playoff appearances since the team moved to New Orleans back in 2002. They just haven't been able to stay consistent enough to make it to the playoffs back-to-back years.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And guys, what's rough for the Hornets is that they were a consistent playoff fixture in the late 90s. Still, the team has never made it to the conference finals in its franchise history, and that should be a goal for them in the coming years.
And both free throws good for Jefferson. Bulls trail by 4. Outside Rose. He dishes it to Miles. Back to Rose. Pocket 6 to the paint from 13. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. 14 points for Pau Gasol. The Hornets have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Going to the line, Jeremy Lamb.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And in a tight game like this, a technical can be a killer. And he made sure he took advantage of the opportunity there at the line.
And the Hornets call time here. They're ahead by 3. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Jefferson inside, working on Drummond. They get it back. Kid Gilchrist, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Kid Gilchrist, shooting 2.
He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Chicago calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. 1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Rose. Jefferson with the rebound. Jefferson's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. against Walker. Kicks it to Zeller. Here's Lamb. 5 on the clock. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Hill's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Miles. Hill dishes to Drummond. Hill kicks to Drummond. Rose passes to Gasol. Misses from short range.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Chicago calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Just a tiny lead for him.
Yeah, but a chance to make it grow here.
To the inside, Jefferson. Good D by Drummond.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
It's rebounded by Charlotte. They've led by as much as 10, and so they choose to intentionally foul. Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And as long as they can keep doing that kind of work at the foul line, this lead will be safe.
To the middle, here's Gasol, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
That free throw good from Gasol. Clark, a big-time possession here.
Tell you what, their hearts have to be racing right now.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
Going to the line, Jeremy Lamb.
And no good on the technicals, so unable to pick that one up.
The perfect chance, an opportunity to wrap it up, and he couldn't take advantage. We'll see if he lives to regret it.
And it's Walker penetrating, and Jefferson wide open. He shoots. Count it.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
Chicago calls timeout. They're losing by 5. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, coaches tell them take the easy points in a hurry and then foul as soon as possible.
Yeah, but you don't want to foul blindly, though. I think teams make a mistake when they do that. Go for the steal. See if you can force a mistake, and then see what happens after that.
Rose kicks to Gasol. And here's Miles outside. The shot is off. And so it's Charlotte with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Al, this was a game where you guys seem to have a distinct advantage inside. How do you evaluate how well the team played as a whole?
We made some mistakes, they made us pay. But we just kept pounding the ball inside, and we could outmatch them on the inside, so that's what we did, and we came out with the victory.
You've always got to play through your mistakes. It'll turn around eventually. Al, thanks for the time.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now we'll send it up to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who is standing by for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, Al Jefferson. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor.
Well, we know Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals, can be a nightmare to deal with on the low block. He proved that again tonight. And as a pick-and-roll partner, he's about the best there is. He's nearly impossible to handle when he's on his game.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.